And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another CranKy Ducklings broadcast. Welcome back to the EU Ascension League Code A Quarterfinals. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP, and with me once again, 3 days in a row. Welcome, the AsherBro.
Oh, hello.
How are you holding up, Papi? How are you holding up? Are you okay after the nonsense that was last night?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Look, I don't know. I was getting a very different impression in our Discord messages.
Oh, no, that's just, it's Mario-wary.
Okay. Okay, but as
Just
always,
stimulating my brain.
excuse me.
You heard me.
Stimulate me, Papi. Stimulate me.
Oh, I think you've had enough.
But yes, we have returned, and the EU Ascension League is something that we were able to broadcast about a month ago now. It was around a month ago. We casted the Code S variant, which was basically kind of the mid-tier players in Europe battling it out in a tournament, in a league format. It was restricted to players that hadn't made it into the group stage of not group stage. I think it was the playoff bracket of DreamHack before, in the past like 2 years or something. So it's kind of restricted away from the top tier players and more favored towards, you know, the mid tier players. And this is kind of the step below that as well, the Code A variant, the players that didn't quite make it into Code S, but still have something to fight for.
Yeah, and there are plenty of players that do populate these kind of tournaments, so it's good to see opportunities for them where they're not just going to be farmed by those kind of mainstays of the open tournaments.
Yeah, like it can be difficult, right? Like especially with I think, for example, a good example of that is KSL coming back, which is great, right? It's great for the Korean scene. It's great that it's even supporting payouts, I think top 4 and I think maybe even top 8 as well. But it's one of those things where if you don't make it into the top 8, you know, if you're more of like the players like your Quantas, your Honmonos, your Chance, your Mondos, like your up and coming players, it can be difficult, you know, finding the motivation, finding the support to continue to play and continue to improve. So that's kind of where a tournament like this can come in.
Forgot about Mondo. I want to see some more Mondo. I want some Mondo in my life.
We casted Mondo the other day. Well, I casted it with Kura, actually.
It was years ago. Years ago, like.
Aye. Look, I'm not the one that isn't available in the morning during the day on like on a Friday to cast KSL, okay? Shaking my head.
What are you trying to say to me?
I'm trying to say you have a life. And you're not always available.
Is there a KSL tomorrow?
Yeah, every Friday. Every Friday it's a KSL.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fancy. Oh, I can't. Probably have told you this before. I can't cast it at all.
Okay. I'll find a replacement for you. I always have to find a replacement, you know. I'm left at home alone.
I'm irreplaceable.
So you think? I'll call up Yaku.
Oh, okay.
I'll spend my night with Yaku, thank you very much.
See you later then. See you later. See if Yaku saves you from this one.
Yaku's a Terran player. They're all the same.
Oh
my god. The drama.
He's well, I sometimes play the Chinese build, and he's the master of the Chinese build, so he's a better Terran than I am.
There you go. Oh god. But as we get into this, yo, massive shout out to Pez in the chat. Happy birthday. Happy birthday?
I don't know.
Whose birthday is it?
Just smile and wave. Is he
talking about Sarah? It's Cyril's birthday. I know that. It is Cyril's birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Cyril, I guess.
Thank you for resubscribing, Pez. We appreciate it. Thank you. As of course, we are going to be getting into this tournament. For those wondering, there was a group stage to this, kind of like GSL. There was a group stage, and now we are here in the playoff bracket. We have 3 best of 5s before us. 3 best of 5s.
I'm just opening up.
Oh.
Eba.
It's our son, Poppy. Oh god. Or at least mine. As yeah, exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket. We had 4 matches lined up, but unfortunately Botvinnik did forfeit to Fighting Frog, who we actually cast last night. So we have a little bit of context as to the state of Fighting Frog. But yeah, unfortunately Botvinnik did forfeit. I do think that it's because he's stepping away from the game a little bit. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate that we don't get I love the Spanish Terrans like Botvinnik, Akedon. They're great guys.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, but yeah, I do know Botvinnik. He's recently decided to commit more to his studies, work. I don't actually know.
Real life stuff, you know, just things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaking my
progressing, being a human.
What an ape.
Oh.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So much love to Botvinnik. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cast him tonight, but we have 3 more matches, 3 other exciting matches ahead of us. And the first one that we're going to be starting with is going to be Nicoract versus HolyHit.
Yeah, a bit of a banger. I actually I'm not super familiar with HolyHit's level in terms of tournament play. I've just kind of watched his stream a few times, and it's got a very nice stream. It's very slick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like some augmented reality elements. I don't really know how he's done it, but it looks so good.
Oh, I'm gonna have to tune in because I know he has like really nice lighting in his room and a really nice camera, and he's got like slick hair. Very, very appealing to watch the stream. So it's cool to hear that. It's cool to see. Sorry, that he's actually a part of this tournament. Likewise, I mainly know him as more of a streamer, as a content creator. So I want to see how he performs against some of the more known pro players in the region.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicoract's a very strong player. I do believe, if I'm remembering right, he's a bit of a TvT specialist, but we've seen him in TvP quite a lot, and he's quite strong in that matchup as well. Has some pretty solid kind of standard play in that matchup. As here he is, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. This is the Terran playing for Psystorm. It is Nicoract.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have his opponent. We have the German Protoss player. He is pink, representing himself. It is HolyHit. Oh boy.
Pink Protoss, classic skin. Just pristine.
It's everything
Love
you
to
want
see
in a Protoss player. It's everything. The whole package.
I mean, that's a gateway, so it's not everything I wanted, but it's not too bad.
Wait, you wanted a forge?
Yeah.
We were robbed of it last night. You're not wrong. Like you kind of teased me with it, and we were all waiting for it, and it never showed up. It never happened.
Did I?
Yeah, with Rocker.
Who did I say I was going to cannon rush? Oh, with Rocker. Yeah. That'd have been good. This is... I can't tell if this depot is misplaced or if he can put one to the left of it to finish the wall. I think it might just be misplaced.
Yeah, this is an awkward wall here on top of the ramp, which is going to be revealed and exposed to HolyHit's probe as he does walk up and probably smiles to himself a little bit. I don't know. What?
Maybe it isn't. I'm not actually sure. If that does wall against the racks, this is a good spot for it, but it's kind of hard for me to tell.
It looks like there's a gap there, but even if there is a gap, maybe nothing can fit through it. So it's possible as HolyHit's going to be a little bit annoying. Nicoract is going for a Rax expand as well, but he does manage to throw down the CC.
Yeah, nice LA Scout coming out from Nicoract as well. It has been something that Terran players have been skipping out a lot these days, especially on this map, but I do appreciate the extra effort there, especially if you feel you're favored in the matchup. And yeah, there we go. He's just going to be finishing off that wall of playing a pretty standard game, and HolyHit going to be opening up with the Adept here. I'm just not that familiar with HolyHit. I'm not sure if he's a bit more of an aggressive player or if he likes to sit back on a Stargate type composition. Not super familiar with him.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to be bedazzled, to be bamboozled, to be impressed. And oh, we do see one. The wall wasn't a wall, and Nicoract is patching it up. Thankfully, he did notice it, of course. And yeah, behind this, we do see a bit of an interesting setup here.
Yeah, it looks like Nicoract is looking to go for a proxy starport here.
Yeah, his SCV is set up across the map. We're going to be pumping out Hellions here that are going to be racing to meet up with the medevacs. If that starport does get thrown down, the factory is now done. And there we go. The starport is beginning. I haven't seen this in quite some time, to be honest. It feels like it's a little bit out of meta and maybe a lot more common a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I think so. I think it kind of comes in and out of meta, and I'm not really sure why. Probably on a bigger map like this, it might not be the best choice just because your starport has a really long way to fly back. Also, there's been a fair bit of Stargate. I mean, this build just is pretty awful against Stargate. But if you know your opponent likes to go Twilight, it's not a bad idea to mix it in. Nicoract's done it in kind of a weird way. He's done it in a very safe way, and it's going to be a fair bit later than usual. Which, considering HolyHit has scouted now and sees the two Hellions, could be a little bit punishing for him.
It really could be. I mean, the Adept made it all the way into the main base. He saw the lack of starport. He saw only Hellions, the lack of add-on as well on the racks. So he has a lot of information, but we'll see if he can piece it all together here as the Hellions are about to meet up with that medevac. They're going to be headed towards the main base, and HolyHit is going to have a Stalker in position, I guess, but not much else.
Yeah, HolyHit went about this build in a really weird way. He didn't get his second gate at the usual time. He instead opted to get a fast robo off one gate, and that means he's going to be lacking a lot in the units. And ooh, the probes are lining up. Very nice hold position from HolyHit there, closing that wall off behind the probes, but 12 have already gone down, so it was nice, but it's a little bit too little too late here.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? Even though the medevac goes down, the Hellions are still alive, and they want some more damage to get straight for them. Oh, God, no! The probes are bunching up again! Oh.
They are. The shield battery finishes up just in time, but 18 probes go down. This build, just to put it into context, the faster version of this, you're pretty happy if you get 9 probes, and I'm guessing since he took extra safety measures here, you're probably even less committed, so maybe 8 or 7 probes to be even. 18 is brutal.
Yeah, it's more than enough damage here for Nicoract's opener. Also, on top of that, the Hellions are still alive as well, just to poke and prod and be a little bit annoying and maybe slip back in and deal even more damage. HolyHit, unfortunately, wasn't able to keep up. Behind this, we do have a 4-gate Blink Stalker setup. We got here in a bit of a different way, but we are here regardless, and HolyHit, he has to deal some counter damage.
Yeah, so it's a pretty greedy way to get here by skipping out that second gate, but despite that, he does have a really good potential for counter damage here. Looks like Nicoract's already got his first tank out. Second tank is about to pop, so if he does siege that up in the natural, in the main, that's definitely going to help him with this defense.
Yeah, I mean, Nicoract saw everything. He has a bunker on the way in the main base as well. At the same time, we do have a Liberator in the main of HolyHit. 7 more probes did go down, but HolyHit does find his way into the main, and the tanks are out of position.
Ooh. Oh, that Hellion almost lining up the extra shot, but yeah, tanks are pretty far out of position. We do see a little bit of damage going down on that stim research. The tank does get taken out. He's going to be pulling in those SCVs to make sure stim doesn't get cancelled here. That's going to be extremely important, but Nicoract finds himself in a pretty awkward spot right now.
Yeah, it's awkward, but also HolyHit is Giga all in because that Liberator is still alive. That Liberator is getting even more damage done across time. The boys are being pulled. The tank is getting into position, and the Bio Army is going to be able to chase this out.
Yeah, another Stalker is going to be going down. HolyHit paying a bit more attention at the front here now, but he hasn't been able to commit any further warp-ins, and this is just not snowballing. Oh, and it's distracted once again. GG is called, and Nicoract takes game 1.
GG, very solid play there from Nicoract, everyone. Speaking of solid Terran play, wanted to find an opening, but thank you so much. Massive shout out to Smile, aka Fuego. The man himself did end up raiding us, so thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Thank you for the raid. So.
Smile. Thank you, puppy. Gah. Give him a good gah.
God,
he loves
it. Yeah, mate. He can go as well, you know, mate. We're peruano, papi. We're brothers. Oh. I accept him for all his flaws.
There's so many.
Even if he plays
stuff.
mech.
Even if he thinks 2D is best.
I mean, you know, it has its place. It as we're getting into game number 2.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map with a convincing lead here in that game 1, it is Psystorm's Nicoract.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent. We have, oh, there we go. We have the German Protoss player. He is pink, representing himself and his stream. It is HolyHit.
A good name. It sounds good. I don't really know what the hell it means, but it just sounds good to me.
Yeah. It's like maybe a paladin, like bonking someone with a hammer.
Yeah.
You know, or like maybe splashing someone in the face with holy water. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh.
It's not really a hit though.
True.
More like a sploosh.
A sploosh.
A holy sploosh.
Oh god. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, again, he's a player that's been active for a very long time. I want to say I do recall him at a certain time a couple of years ago, maybe being around the level of Carowin and then being really good friends. I believe they were on the same team together for a long time, and then HolyHit started focusing a lot more on his streaming. And yeah, it's always great to see a familiar face. You know, even recently he's been streaming. We had the option to raid him last night. I didn't realize that it had lined up this way, but yeah, maybe we can give him some support later on in the evening as well.
Yeah, for sure. If we catch him online. And it is looking like he's going to go for another bit of another standard opening here. Not going to opt to go for the Nexus before the core, despite the larger map here. Definitely respecting his opponent here. And Nicoract's just going to be opening up quite standardly once again.
Ooh, but that SCV scout does sneak in behind the mineral line. We have a bunker on the way, and so far this has gone unscouted. And HolyHit, if he doesn't send a probe down, I don't think he's going to anytime soon. This bunker is going to finish. Oh.
Yeah, looks like he is spotting it, but it's going to be too late, really.
Yeah, the bunker is looking to finish. Meanwhile, HolyHit is switching up his opener. Instead of a Twilight Council, this time he did throw down a Stargate, so he is going to be mixing things up. But of course, the first thing is first. He does have to deal with this Reaper and bunker behind the mineral line. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's going to be dealing with that Reaper first. Looks like he's going to throw down a battery. Nice and well, that's not a battery, that's a pylon. Oh, but he gets the Reaper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh my god, the Reaper goes out. Oh, the SCV gets a probe kill for its troubles, but at least he shuts down the bunker.
SCV gets tased. Reaper goes down, bunker goes down, so not the best investment here for Nicoract, and that will be putting him slightly behind. We can see he's going for a bit of a standard 1-1-1 setup, going to be getting that Hellion out, so should be able to put on a little bit of pressure with Marines and the one Hellion if he does want to. That can be good for chasing down the Adept as it comes across the map, but it's going to be important for him to get a scout with that Hellion as well. As we can see, it is going to be the Stargate opener, and once again, HolyHit choosing to throw down his tech before the second gate, so looks like he does prefer to open in this more greedy way. It is very greedy how he does it, actually.
Yeah, of course the greed comes in that there are going to be less units to work with overall, and he can be punished for that. We saw that in game number 1 when the Hellions came in and there just really wasn't much to keep up with them and to deny the drops, so we'll see if he can get away with it this time, as he is going to be banking up those Phoenixes back at home.
Yeah, exactly. Just going to keep banking up those Phoenix. So once again, a little bit greedy, not going to be going for the scout with the first Phoenix. It is probably going to work out for him here, though, because we can see Nicoract is going to be going for a bit of a mine drop. So extremely standard build coming out from Nicoract here, but if those Phoenix do hang around until that mine drop does hit, this could get pretty nasty for him pretty quickly.
Oh, it really can. We'll see if he can somehow get past those Phoenixes. We do see that Hellion is going to be delaying that third base. Let's get a kill on that probe, and the medevac is going to be boosting on in towards the main base. The Phoenixes are in the area, though. And it looks like...
Yeah, okay, he does see it.
Yeah, he does see it. The medevac is going to boost on in, and we are going to have those reactions from those Phoenixes. Is going to lift up every single mine.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the advantage of banking those Phoenix. It's a little bit risky because you don't get scouting across the map, but it does mean that your opponent's going to have no idea that you've got those sitting there and waiting. It should be a pretty free cleanup for the mine drop if your reactions are fast enough. And we see as well that Nicoract has added a Raven to this, so that's going to be a bit of a turn, or what's the word? A bit of a focal point of this matchup here when you go for a Raven against Phoenix. Is whether the Protoss player can find it, because if that Raven gets across the map with the push, it can be pretty easy for the Terran to just win on the spot. But if the Phoenix find the Raven's dead. There's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, 100%. And right now, Nicoract is doing a great job at fending off these Phoenixes and keeping the Raven safe. It is tucked away here in the corner of the map behind his main base, behind the Marines and this wall of turrets as well. So the likelihood of HolyHit, oh my god, up! It's gonna get, he's heading in that direction! Oh.
Yeah, he is rotating around, but Nicoract's going to be on top of this, trying to keep that Raven nice and safe, and it is going to work out pretty well for him. At the same time, we do see back at home HolyHit going into the composition of people who want to win. It's going to be Phoenix Colossus, so he does desire the win, and I got to commend him for that. That's it's a good way to play.
That's good. You know, not all Protoss players want to win. You know, it's a bit of a shame whenever they don't go Phoenix Colossus. I think. Oh god, but HolyHit is headed in that direction. Meanwhile, we do see the Phoenixes come in once again. They do pick off 3 SCVs.
And he opens. He's so greedy. This is such a fascinating way to play Protoss. He has 3 gateway units. That's it.
That's his army is 2 sentries and a stalker. Oh my god. And hopefully that doesn't kill him, because we do see Nicoract moving out across map. This does get spotted by HolyHit. He does see the army in the center is going to attempt to try and slow it down. We already have 2 Colossus very early on, but we don't have much to protect them.
Yeah, and I mean, the really scary part here is the Raven got across the map. This is disastrously bad against Phoenix, for the Phoenix Colossus player. Whoa. We do have a shield battery overcharge though, so that will be pushing things back, and Nicoract's army is mostly Marines, so it's really hard to get anything done here versus 2 Colossus.
Yeah, exactly. Even if one of them gets disabled, it's going to be difficult to really find too much headway here. Also, great pickups from those Phoenixes. Does take down the mine as well as one of the Marauders. Now there's only 1 remaining. He does scan. He's diving on in. He doesn't care.
Yeah, there we go. He disables both of those Colossus. Going to be charging on in there, and this is going to get really scary for HolyHit. I'm not sure how he's going to be able to hold on here. He does save those Colossus and bring them to the back now, and a bit of an overextension from Nicoract. I don't know if this is going to work out. The Phoenix take out the medevacs, and we do just see the second Colossus being taken out, but it looks like the Warpian of Zealots is going to be able to save the day here.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have to take stock and wonder, was that worth it? He killed 2 Colossi. He was able to, I mean, there's still a Marauder here. He's able to get 7 probes, maybe even 8 probes as well. But for his entire army.
I think that's okay. I mean, losing the medevacs is pretty rough, but trading out mostly Marines for probes and gas units is definitely something you want here as a Terran. Behind this, he has been able to get that 3rd up and running, and yeah, it looks like he is going to be playing this no factory unit style to get the early ghosts. This is something I do really like. It means you have a very strong 1-1 timing with Vikings and Ghosts, and we'll have to see if that is what he wants to play around.
Yeah, we'll see as those upgrades are on the way. +1 attack is already done. We do have the Ghost Academy finished up as well, as he's going to be going for that biocentric army, as you were saying. And it's going to take a while for HolyHit to really recover his splash damage, not just the Colossus, but eventually get into Disruptors as well. So Nicoract does have a little bit of time here. He does have a window of opportunity where he can take advantage of HolyHit.
Yeah, definitely. There's been quite a lapse in the starport production, unfortunately, for Nicoract, and I think that is going to hurt him a little bit here, though.
Yeah, looking at the units tab here, we have 4 medevacs in total, and that may also just go into what you said earlier. Like, losing those medevacs does mean that now he's going to have less potential for drops. He's going to have less longevity with his army as well, and unfortunately, you know, yeah, especially after not making any medevacs, he's going to have a little bit less here to work with.
Yeah, certainly, but here we go. Some very nice army movement. He's going to be trying to catch out these Phoenix. He would love to land an EMP on these, and looks like he might be able to do so. He does catch quite a few of those, and that's going to help him a lot to start putting some pressure on.
Yes, he's going for that multi-pronged aggression. We have the double jump headed towards the bottom right-hand corner. We do have the main army headed towards the top left as well. We do have a Zealot run-by being set up, so there are some units here in position, but is it going to be enough as HolyHit is going to have to try and split up his army?
Yeah, really nice map vision from HolyHit, but oh no, he got distracted. 4 Phoenix go down in the blink of an eye, and it looks like even the 5th Phoenix in a little bit of trouble here. So HolyHit, unfortunately, just being distracted a little bit by the army on the left, and looks like Nicoract will be losing a little bit of that army, but the job is done. Phoenix is going down is pretty disastrous, and yeah, you can see immediately Nicoract loads up that medevac, and he's going to be looking to abuse the lack of anti-air now.
Yeah, here we go. The drop play has opened up for Nicoract. We do see that there was a spotted pylon here, thankfully, for HolyHit, so he's going to be able to respond to this drop. But the world is Nicoract's oyster. He is just, again, banking up more of his army. He has those drops available to him, and we'll see if HolyHit can keep up.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that's kind of scary here for HolyHit is because he doesn't have those Phoenix anymore, Vikings are going to be that much more effective against this Colossus army. We can see already that he has switched into Disruptors, but these 3 Colossus represent a lot of what holds his position together, and if we do get a large Viking count and Nicoract can find a good position to start sniping out those Colossus, he could snowball a push.
Yeah, he really could, and oh boy, we'll see how many Vikings we do have as he's making 3 at a time at the moment. We see Nicoract trying to set up his 4th location as well. Double drop his head towards the fresh 5th base, and it looks like it's going to be here to try and at least apply a little bit of pressure, but the army's in the area.
Yeah, we'll get met by this army in the bottom right. And HolyHit, I really like the way that he's split up his army. He has a good Zealot army to the left to take things out, but oh, Nicoract just a little bit faster there, catches that run by very early and shaves off a huge number of these Zealots.
And the Zealots do go down, and HolyHit, as a result, his army, it's not too intimidating, thankfully. Blink is now finishing up, so now he has a more secure way to deal with these drops and to keep up with the movement of Nicoract. Over time, HolyHit's army has become a lot more better, well-rounded.
Yeah, HolyHit's map vision is looking very good as well. I had some Zealots spread out, got a spot a pylon or 2 out on the map as well. So he will be feeling comfortable to split up his army and just catch things as they're coming on out. Behind this, we do see Nicoract. He's gone into the 2nd starport, making 4 Vikings at a time. So I think he is going to be looking for a push timing as he maxes out here.
And here we go. 2-2 is done for Nicoract. He's going to be stimming up this ramp. The first Nova is going to zone away the army, but the Vikings are going ham here. They take down 2 of the Colossi.
Yeah, they're not going to want to fly over those Archons, but 2 of those going down already. This does get pretty scary for HolyHit. We're going to have a couple more Disruptors getting sent out, but I think that's all the cooldowns out. And there we go, Nicoract on an EMP, snipe down those Disruptors, and suddenly the army of HolyHit is looking a lot smaller than it once was.
Yeah, we do have a surround with these Zealots, but it's a little bit too little, too late. No more Purification Novas are available. The Colossi are all gone, and Nicoract can just stim and win. Up.
Ooh.
Oh.
He can stim and win, but he is stimming a lot. His army is very battered and bruised. He might have to back off after he takes out this Nexus.
Oh, God.
At least have a little bit of time to heal himself up, but behind this he is throwing down 2 more CCs. He is just extending that lead, and HolyHit is desperately trying to hold on with the tech units that he does have.
Yeah, exactly. He's desperately trying to. We do have 1 Colossi rebuilt. He has 3 Disruptors in the back line as well, but he doesn't really have too much to work with right now. If Nicoract wanted to, I feel like he could probably even try and Doom Drop into the main or just try and pull HolyHit apart.
Yeah, I actually think a Doom Drop into the main would have been a great move there, but it looks like he is just going to continue to shark around, just reinforce that army, and with the Vikings here, I do think he can just continue to apply the pressure.
Yeah, no, he's forcing a recall as well towards the north. Massive Purification Nova is going to connect, but at the same time, the main army towards the south is pushing on forward, and there's not really much to stop him. There's an Archon and an Overcharge, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to stop quite a few things, to be quite honest with you.
The push is over, Puffy. It's done. Oh. Okay.
An Archon does not an army make unless there's a shield battery.
Yeah, but here we go. Nicoract has remaxed. He's going on in. He wants another fight. He's ahead by 60 supply right now. A Nova goes off, but there are only 3 Disruptors with this army.
Oh. Gee, where did that army come from? As he does stim his army across the map, and it does rock up. We have a massive army here for Nicoract. He's going to double stim it, so it's pretty injured. So he needs to focus down the Colossus, and that's exactly what he does. So he should just be able to charge on through the army of HolyHit here.
Yeah, exactly. He is going to be able to overwhelm. You have a couple of reinforcements coming in from HolyHit to try and hold the line, but with the death of these Zealots, these Marauders can go on in once again. The Vikings take out the last Colossus.
Yeah, that is true, but his medevacs are out of energy now, so Nicoract going to have to be a little bit careful. And yeah, there we go. He's going to pick up and get out of there, and that wasn't the most efficient trade. He has just been overstimming his army a little bit and hasn't quite had the medevac energy because of that.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got to be careful not to overextend and throw too much away to Nicoract. To be fair, after every fight, he is still resetting the splash damage in the robo units, so thankfully, Nicoract, his economy is good enough to afford these losses, as once again he's moving out across map with another army. This time, he can be hitting with 3-3 as it's on the horizon. It's about to finish.
Yeah, we got a thick timing coming up. 3-3 in the +2 air, so it's going to get pretty nasty, and he can start to go into Liberators after this if this doesn't work out, but this is a terrifying army that he has. Unfortunately, he didn't remake any ghosts, so those Archons are going to be a little bit more effective than they probably should be.
Ooh, oh my god, a couple of Novas do connect as well.
Yeah, massive Nova going down on those Marauders, and yeah, it looks like he has recognized the need for those ghosts. He is going to start producing those as we do have 3-3 finishing up, building armor and turret range. We got there.
High-sec auto tracking.
I promise I'm a Terran player. We do have that on the way, and we're going to have that +3 ship weapons, so I wouldn't mind seeing him maybe just start switching into libs as well, just to completely secure this position, but he does have a huge lead anyway.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. What does high-sec auto tracking do?
+1 range to turrets, +1 range to bunkers, and +1 range to PFs.
There you go, there you go.
Or the +2?
That's added. I just know that it affects bunkers, turrets, and planetaries. As here we go towards the south. Yeah. The army is pushing forward. Another massive Nova connects in the middle of the map. Another one connects towards the south as well. Oh my god, these disruptors.
Yeah, these disruptors are doing some serious work, and this is where you start getting a little bit stressed as a Terran, because Protoss can do some magical things from time to time, but I think if he does just combine all of his army, he should be able to start looking for a more convincing fight. I mean, HolyHit, he's been kept off a 5th for so long here. He is well and truly broken. This army is not the size of army that you can really attack with here.
Exactly, pushing it across the map is not what we want to be seeing here from HolyHit. He goes from...
Oh! Oh, these Novas are really putting in work. I mean, HolyHit is doing absolutely everything in his power to try to get back into this game. I just don't know if it's going to be enough, as we do have Nicoract once again stimming that army quite heavily, but we do have a few more medevacs here to support, and he has managed to break up the army a little bit more of HolyHit.
Oh, he really has, and here we go. 2 disruptors get sniped. We have 1 Nova in the chamber here for HolyHit. He does send it out, but the target firing is a little bit too good, and it looks like Nicoract has finally done it. GG. But HolyHit, admirable effort. Did hold on for a long time there. Got some nasty Novas. Oh, he really did. Oh my god. Unfortunately, he never really got the momentum that he really needed. He was never, I don't think he was ever able to push out even halfway across the map. Like, he was just stuck at home, defending against the constant aggression of Nicoract, and oh yeah, the timings of Nicoract were quite crisp, and HolyHit maybe sometimes being punished for his greed, for his openers, especially early on.
Yeah, I think so. It was a pretty impressive hold. Well, it was pretty impressive in general that he didn't just die on the spot when that first push came in, and he had, what, 2 Colossus and 3 Gateway units. So that was very well done to kind of tuck those Colossus back and get as much damage as he did.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So, yeah, some close holds there from close almost holds from HolyHit, or holds themselves, but Nicoract, he does take a 2-0 lead in the end, and now we are going into game number 3.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of a one-sided affair so far, but HolyHit, he has had some flashes of great defensive play, and I do think he can get himself back into this series.
Yeah, there have been a couple of really slick moves. Like I always go back to the I always go back even in game number 1, the whole position probe. Like that was sexy.
Yeah, that's pretty cute. That was
Yeah,
a nice move though.
There've been like some little things here and there where it's like, you know what? Like he definitely has it in him here. We'll see if he can come back in this series.
Yeah, indeed, as he does have a pretty formidable opponent to the top right-hand corner of the map. This is the Blue Terran, Psystorm's Nicoract.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent. We have the pink Protoss player representing himself, his stream, and the land of Germany. It is HolyHit. Switch the scenes. There we go. My apologies. Oh, we didn't miss anything, thankfully, but oh. It's okay. So
You know what? I wasn't even sitting down. I have a nice long lead for my headphones, so sometimes when you're doing the intros, I just go for a little walk around.
Oh, mate, I would love a
I
standing.
actually changed my pants. I slipped into something a bit more comfy.
Excuse me.
I did.
You took off your pants during the intro. Is that
I
what you're
did.
saying?
While you were introducing the players.
Oh.
There was a moment while you were introducing HolyHit that my pants were on the floor.
Beautiful. Oh my god. Ay. With that, I don't know what to say. Oh my god. Yeah, we are getting into game number 3 here, and we'll see how this goes. HolyHit already being annoying once again, just looking to delay the natural CC for as long as possible.
Yeah, there is going to be that delay, and we can see as well, Nicoract is going for the same opening, so looks like he's definitely happy to just play a very standard game, feels quite confident in his ability to respond and go more safely into a mid-game and just kind of take things from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, and we'll see kind of how he adjusts as well. Like, that's what I'm curious most about when it comes to HolyHit. Game 1, we saw, a Twilight Council opener. Game 2, we saw Phoenix Colossus. So he has been mixing things up. I wonder if he has like a third kind of style here that he's willing to unveil against Nicoract.
Oh. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, as it is going to be Stargate once again coming out from the Protoss player, and looks like Nicoract should be able to get the scout of that. Does get quite a bit of damage on these probes as well.
Yeah, second probe is going to be going down, and the Reaper does in fact get close enough to confirm that the Stargate itself is just going to double check once again. Even forces a little bit more extra lost mine time there as well.
Yeah, 2 probes, a full scout, and getting the Reaper out of there. That is a very good Reaper. At the highest of levels, that could almost be game ending, and we can see because of this, Nicoract is able to adjust his build very early. He'll be able to get a tech lab before he gets any factory units, so this is pretty ideal for him. He'll be able to rush into a Cyclone and set himself up for an early push if he does want to go for that.
I didn't have to waste any time producing any of those Hellions or anything like that. The Cyclone is already on the way. He should have plenty of anti-air ready to deal with this Phoenix, and he should be getting in position. Before that happens though, HolyHit does go across that with his death, but he does leave it a little bit idle, and he takes a lot of hits.
Yeah, wasn't really paying attention to that adept there, and it is going to be going down quite cheaply. That's pretty rough for him, especially because he's not going to be able to see any potential move out, and it looks like Nicoract, he hasn't thrown down the extra rack, so it is pretty likely that he's going to be going for a little bit of a push here. This is something that's pretty common against Stargate, to go for a Viking, a tank, a Cyclone, and a Medevac. It's kind of one of everything, and then send out a push. It can be very strong against these Stargate builds, especially if the player is greedy, and HolyHit has shown himself again and again to be very greedy when it comes to how many gateway units he makes.
Exactly. It's definitely something that seems to be a bit of a trend for HolyHit, and if that trend continues, he may be punished for it. As of course, you do see that bio army getting stronger and stronger. HolyHit actually setting up a bit of a proxy out on the map behind this, setting up here with 5 gateways.
Yeah, so HolyHit is going for a different style. This is something that you did ask for. He is going to be going for Charge Phoenix, and it looks like it's going to be the all-in variant of this as well with those Phoenix. So this is a very stylistic play, but it's not really going to work out with the timing, as Nicoract is going to be moving out, and I think he might be hitting just before Charge finishes.
Oh my god, the boys have been pulled. Nicoract is sending everything across the map. HolyHit is setting up 7 gates, by the way. 7-gate charge all in. But as you said, charge is not done. He has 3 units right now to his name. He doesn't have a shield battery. He wasn't ready for this push at all.
Yeah, he went extremely greedily into this all-in. If it had been another couple minutes before Nicoract pushed, he could have been in a lot of trouble, but he does come in at the perfect time and will be charging on through the natural. A little bit of a funny situation. This tank actually can't get through until he kills one of the gateways, but he will just be able to just take whatever damage he can get.
Yeah, interesting here. So Nicoract opts not to try and force himself up the ramp. Instead, he's going to take control of the natural. He's going to be containing HolyHit to a singular base here, as he even sets up with these bunkers in preparation for the charge.
Yeah, and there we go, back at home as well, getting those extra tech labs. So he does have a transition, definitely not all in from here. And oh, beautiful SimCity there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god, just utilizing the Nexus against HolyHit. With that, GG gets called, and Nicoract will take the series 3-0.
GG. Very convincing series coming out for Nicoract.
Oh. Yeah, very well done by Nicoract. Shout out to HolyHit though. Again, he's not a player that we get to cast too often, and getting here was pretty impressive as well. I was really curious as to the road to get to the playoffs, and looking at the group stage, HolyHit, he actually took down both Art and Fighting Frog in best of 3s to make it to the playoffs.
Well, that's not the art that I thought it was.
But
yeah, that's very very nicely done. So a bit of a PvP god, HolyHit.
Yeah, he made out first in his group, so PvP seems to be what he excels at. Unfortunately, maybe the other matchups he's a little bit, needs a little bit more work on, and maybe he can be abused a little bit due to his tendencies, as we saw on full display here in game number 3. But regardless, GG, well played to HolyHit for making it this far. But congratulations to Nicoract as he moves on to the semifinals.
Maybe PvT is just unwinnable.
It's true.
The rumors were true.
The rumors, the facts, mate. The facts. What are you on about? Oh my god. So, yeah, congratulations to Nicoract, and we are here to find out who faces Nicoract in the semifinals. We have a PvP before us.